Can Kirby Smart craft a defense like he did in 2021 again? Whether that's 2023 or in a year in the near future, can he compile a defense with as much talent as he did in 2021? Because we already know what that unit did. The reserves are a lot of players that we saw last year are going to see this year. When it's all said and done, every player that played on that Georgia defense, I don't know what the number is going to be for players drafted, but they're sitting at 13 right now. The 2001 Miami defense obviously is the defense that a lot of people consider to be the best in college football history. Probably rightfully so, right? I mean, 16 of those guys drafted, and the numbers add up. But can Kirby do that again? Because it's when you look at it, man, it's almost unbelievable. I think the NFL did a graphic on it one time, just looking at their defense and showing each of the draft picks, all the first round picks, and it's not over, right? There's still going to be players from that team that are going to get drafted. Ryan Curley from Dawg Post here, talking about Georgia's defense, and can they be as good as they were in 2021 ever again? I don't know. That's a tough one. Only allowing about 10 points per game, having a few shutouts, I believe 3 or 4 shutouts, and just strangling teams. I think they didn't allow a rushing touchdown until almost the end of the season. Obviously, winning a national championship matters. But the 3 defenses that kind of get thrown into this argument are Miami in 2001, Alabama in 2011, and Georgia in 2021. So each a decade apart. In consecutive decades, you see 3 just incredible defenses. And Georgia, you look at that line that had Jordan, Trayvon, Devontae Wyatt, Jalen Carter, and then on the edge, guys like Nolan Smith. Those are all first round defensive linemen, right? So you look at Georgia's last year. Well, probably the only. Michael Williams maybe. You may have 2 on that 22 defense. And then let's look at the 2023 defense on the defensive line. You're going to have Michael Williams on one side, Nazir Stackhouse. Can he play his way into being a first-round pick? At the moment, I don't think he's a first-round pick. I think he'll get drafted in 2024. But could he be, can he vault his name up there into the second, third round if he's not already up there? I certainly believe so. I think he's a really good player. I have to sneeze. Excuse me. And I think that he can definitely, he's going to play a bigger role with Bear Alexander transferring to USC. That Jalen Carter role, that interior defensive star role, right, that's open, right? And Nazir Stackhouse, those are all yours, man. Warren Brinson, Zion Lowe, guys like that. And then, so just in comparison, these 2 defenses for Georgia don't add up to the amount of talent, right? So for Kirby, how did they get to that point, right? Where your starting unit is all NFL guys, and then you have your backups, your freshmen, like people like Smile Munden and Jamon Dumas-Johnson sitting behind guys like Nakobe Dean and Quay Walker, right? How do you build that? That's years of recruiting and development, all right? That defense starts with the 2018 class, guys like Jordan Davis, 2019 class, guys like Trayvon Walker, and then it moved up to the 2020 class with guys like Smile Munden and Jamon Dumas-Johnson, and then you move to the 2021 class, guys like Michael Williams. That's how you do it. It's consistency in recruiting, obviously establishing a culture, establishing a coaching environment. Just being a good coach matters, and having the right staff matters in hand. Kirby's done that. They've had all sorts of guys, right? How many staff members now have gone on to coach elsewhere and get better jobs or promotions otherwise, right? Better job might not be the right word, but a promotion, right? Being a DC somewhere, being a head coach somewhere. Kirby's assistants are doing that, getting the right guys involved, and the consistency, hammering out the recruiting, going and just getting your guys in each class, right? That's what you do, because all of those guys weren't just from the 2018 class. They weren't just from the 2019 class, right? They came from different classes. Christopher Smith, 18. Nolan Smith, 19. Jordan Davis, 18. Jalen Carter, 20, right? So for them, it was getting the right guys every single year and putting them all on the same field together. And Georgia, you're just going to see it each year where they're so good to the point where every single year it's just going to be new NFL guys, new NFL guys, new NFL guys, new NFL guys. I think that's what we're going to keep seeing. In 2021, they had 5 of those players drafted in the first round. Right? Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean, Jordan Davis, Trayvon Walker being the number 1 overall pick, Devontae Wyatt, Quay Walker, Lewis Cine. They had 5 in the first round in 2020 from the 2021 team, and then from the 2022 team, you add on Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith as 2 more. So 7 first-round defensive players from that defense. Now, that's not as many as the Miami defense had, right? The Miami defense had more first-rounders from the 2001 team, right? But spread across different drafts because they're different age groups, and that's what you're going to see. Because guess what? I think that people like Smile Munden and Jamon Dumas-Johnson, guys that played only reserve roles, are potential first-round picks. Malachi Starks, he was not on a team. My mistake. I'm cutting that one off. But Kamari Lassiter, a reserve role, right? He can work his way up to being a top 3-round draft pick. Keely Ringo, different class. You get my point. They're all from different classes. They're not all the same age. And they put together the right talent. The buy-in of the program is one of those things. So, circling back, can Georgia do this again? Yes. I have total belief that Kirby Smart and his staff, whatever that staff is at the time, can cultivate a defense with as many NFL guys at once again, because they are dominating recruiting. They are dominating the sport right now. Georgia's got the number 1 class as we speak for 2024, right? Some of that is on the shoulders of Dylan Raiola, number 1 player, number 1 quarterback. But the 2023 class, Matt DeBerry, our recruiting expert and insider, he tells you this class is legit on defense. It is a very good defensive class. The 22 class had some really good defensive players, a.k.a. Michael Williams and Malachi Starks, 2 of the top 5 or 6 guys in that class. So, yeah, we might be sitting on it right now. There might be another defensive juggernaut in Athens right now that we don't know about. That's the point. Consistency of recruiting. That's how you do it. Coaching and development. What do you think? Hey, I don't know if I mentioned this, but Double Dogs, links down below. Double Dogs. Thanks for watching. See you at the site.